Hey guys, just another video here. I took the time to swap out the countershaft sprocket from a 14 stock to a 15 because the bike was so torquey down low, and first gear is so low that it actually makes it quite difficult for a new user or a new rider to be able to use first gear smooth enough for it to not jerk them around, you know what I mean? So I did a lot of tests with the factory 14 as far as climbing, steep hills, and then I just got the sprocket in yesterday and put it on, and then went back out there and did the same testing, and it made a huge difference. Not so big that it completely changed first gear as being useless, because I think it's much more useful now that the gearing change was done. That's the 14 tooth. The 15 is already on there, and unfortunately it's behind the guard, so you can't really see it. So it makes a big difference. It makes the bike much smoother than it was before in first gear. First gear now is longer, so it's more useful. The top speed of the bike probably went up about 8 miles an hour, maybe a little bit more. So it kind of pushed everything and gravitated it up a bit. Not that the speed is something I care about, the overall speed, but it's just nice to see that that extra tooth really made the difference. And I don't think, with this engine, I don't think it would be wise to go any more than that, because the bike just, you know, it's only 9 horsepower, so it doesn't have a ton of power to make up for the taller gearing. So I think the 1 tooth extra on the countershaft from 14 to 15 is about as far as you want to go, because I think if you go any more, the bike will be struggling in the low end to be able to pull. But anyway, that seemed to do the trick. Definitely going to be easier for a beginner rider, but I also found it much better for me too, because I noticed that when you're trolling around in really tight or very tight terrain, or just trying to sneak through trees or whatever, I found that the taller gearing on the with the 15 tooth sprocket makes it's much smoother to navigate. You know, everything is not so sensitive. It's more like most bikes are, you know. I'm not sure why they did the 14 tooth on it. I think it's a bit too much, because as I mentioned, first gear was, I think the fastest you could go with first gear comfortably is probably 5 miles an hour, maybe 6. That's not the case anymore, and it did smooth everything out. So that's a highly recommended thing, especially for a new rider. I think adding a tooth to the countershaft makes a big difference in terms of its smoothness, and it's a lot more forgiving, I should say, when it comes to using first gear to learn, you know, and use first gear in general. I think it's a more useful gear now.